Welcome to my video lecture. I am Dr. A. Velmurugan, Associate Professor, Department of Mechanical Engineering, Government College of Engineering, Chettikari, Dharmaburi. In this video lecture from upcoming semester Thermal Engineering 1, Unit 4 Internal Combustion Engine and Performance and System. From Module 2, we can discuss about the performance of the internal combustion engine and the problem point of view. So from this figure, we can show from here the economic load. So how we can find out the economic load means because of from the maximum thermal efficiency and minimum brake specific fuel consumption. So from this condition, we can find out the economic load. So from the first problem, we can see about the given data. A 4-cylinder, 4-stroke oil engine, 10 centimeter diameter and 15 centimeter stroke develops a torque at the Newton 185 Newton meter at the speed of 2000 RPM. The oil consumption is 14.5 liter per hour. The specific gravity of the oil is 0.82 and the calorific value of the oil is 42,000 kilojoules per kg. If the indicator mean effective pressure taken from the indicator diagram is 6.7 bar, find the mechanical efficiency, brake thermal efficiency, brake mean effective pressure, and the specific fuel consumption in liter on brake power basis. So from the based upon the problem, these are all the given data. The diameter is 10 centimeter and the length of the stroke is 15 centimeter. The torque of the engine is 185 Newton meter and the speed of the engine is 2000 RPM and the mass fuel ratio that is a 14.5 liter per hour and the specific gravity is 0.82. The calorific value of the fuel is 42,000 kilojoules per kg. That the brake that is indicator mean effective pressure is 6.74. So based upon the solution point of view, as I told about you earlier, that is indicator power is the power developed in the combustion of the fuel in the combustion chamber, that is a indicator power. So from the indicator power is the indicator mean effective pressure, the length of the stroke and the area of the cylinder piston, and N is the from the 4-stroke engine, that is a 2000 divided by 2 into 60, and the K is denoted for the number of cylinder. So generally from the indicator power is that is a indicator mean effective pressure is 6.7 into 10 to the power 2. We can convert the bar into kilonewton per meter square, and the length of this cylinder is 0.15 and the area of the piston is pi by pi d squared by 4. After that, from that small n is denoted because of this cylinder is 4 cylinder, so that's why 2000 divided by 2 into 60, that is 2000 is denoted by the capital N speed of the engine and the K is denoted for the number of cylinder is 4. So finally we get the indicator pressure is 52.62 kilowatt. The brake power is that is a 2 pi nt by 60. The brake power is equal to 2 into pi, that is capital N is 2000 and T is torque 185 Newton per meter divided by 60. Finally, we get the brake power is 38,746.31 watt. So after that, we can convert it into kilowatt divided by 1000. Finally, we get the brake power is 38.75 kilowatt. So next is the mechanical efficiencies. Mechanical efficiencies ratio of brake power divided by indicator power. The mechanical efficiencies, that is brake power is 32.75 divided by the indicator power is 52.62. We get the mechanical efficiency 73.64 percentage. So next we can find out the heat input. The heat supplied is equal to mass fuel into calorific value. That heat sub Q suffix S is equal to the air fuel ratio, that is a 14.5 into specific gravity of the fuel into that is a calorific value is 42,000. So finally we get the heat input, that is a heat supplied is 49,993.80 but divided by kilojoules per hour. So finally we can convert it into seconds divided by 3600. Finally we get the heat supplied is 138.72 kilojoules per second. So next we can find out the brake thermal efficiency. From the brake thermal efficiency is ratio of brake power by heat supplied. From that the thermal efficiency is equal to, that is a brake power is 38.75 divided by the heat input is 138.72. So finally we get the brake thermal efficiencies almost 81.53 percentage. So next to the brake mean effective pressure. From the brake mean effective pressure, generally that is a brake mean effective pressure into length into area into N into K. So from the brake power is already we know that is a 38.75. The brake mean effective pressure is we can find out here the brake mean effective pressure. The length is already 0.15. After that area we can know, and N is 2000 divided by 2 into 60 and K is denoted by the 4. So finally we can find out this brake mean effective pressure. So after that we can find out the brake specific fuel consumption. So generally the brake specific fuel consumption is, that is a air fuel ratio divided by brake power, that is a brake specific fuel consumption is equal to mass of the fuel, that is a 14.5 into 0.82 divided by 38.75. So finally we get the brake specific fuel consumption is 0.307 kilogram per kilowatt hour. So come to the next problem, that is from that problem is, during the trial of 4-stroke single cylinder engine, the load on the dynamometer is found 20 kg at radius is 50 centimeter. The speed of the rotation is 3000 rpm. The bore and stroke are 20 centimeter and 30 centimeter respectively. Here the fuel is supplied at the rate of 0.15 kg per minute. The calorific value of the fuel may be taken from 43 megajoules per kg. We can convert it into kilojoules per kg. After some time of the fuel supply is cut off and the engine is rotated with the motor, which required the 5 kilowatt to maintain the same speed of the rotation of the engine. Here we can, from the friction power is 5 kilowatt. After that we can find out the brake power, indicator power, mechanical efficiency, brake thermal efficiency, indicator thermal efficiency, brake mean effective pressure and indicator mean effective pressure. So based upon the problem, these are all the given data. That is the weight of the spring load from the dynamometer is 20 kg and the radius of the drum is 50 centimeter and the speed of the engine is 3000 rpm. The diameter is from the piston is 20 centimeter and the length of the stroke is 30 centimeter and the mass fuel is 0.15 kilogram per minute. The calorific value is 43 megajoules per kg. The friction power is 5 kilowatt. So based upon this problem, first we should find out the torque. So generally we can find out the torque means that weight is equal to torque divided by R into 9.81. So from here the weight is, we can know the data, that is a 20 kg. R value, that is a radius of the drum, that is a 0.5. After that 9.81. So finally we can find out the torque value is 98.1 Newton meter. So next to the brake power is, already the brake power is equal to 2 pi nt divided by 60 into 1000. From brake power value, that is N value is 3000 rpm, torque value is 98.1. So finally we can find out the 30,819 0.2 watt. We can divided by the 1000, we can find out the 30.82 kilowatt from the brake power of the engine. So next we can find out the indicator power. So generally the indicator power is equal to brake power plus friction power. So indicator power is equal to brake power value, that is a 30.82. The friction power is 5. So finally we can find out the indicator power is 35.82 kilowatt. So next we can find out the mechanical efficiency. From the mechanical efficiency, that is a ratio of brake power divided by the indicator power. So we know the brake power value is 30.82 and the indicator power value is 35.82. So finally we get the mechanical efficiencies 86.04%. So next we can find out the brake specific fuel consumption. The brake specific fuel consumption is the ratio of the mass of the fuel divided by the brake power. So already we know the value of mass of the fuel is 0.15 into 60 divided by 30.82. So finally we get the brake specific fuel consumption is 0.292 kg per kilowatt hour. So next we can find out the brake thermal efficiency. Already we know the brake thermal efficiency is ratio of brake power divided by the heat input, that is a heat input is mass of the fuel into calorific value. You know the value of brake power is 30.82 into 60 divided by the 0.15, that is a mass of the fuel, and the calorific value is 43,000. So finally we get the brake thermal efficiencies 0.287. After that we can get the 28.67%. So next efficiencies, that is a indicator thermal efficiency. From the indicator thermal efficiencies, ratio of indicator power divided by the mass of the fuel into calorific value. So we can apply all the data. Finally we get the indicator thermal efficiencies 33.32%. So next we can find out the indicator mean effective pressure. So I indicator power is equal to indicator mean effective pressure, length and area and the number of cylinder After that, we can find out, we know the value of indicator power is 35.82 kilowatt. So based upon this parameter, we can find out the indicator mean effective pressure. So indicator mean effective pressure is 152.02 kilonewton per meter square. So finally, we can find out the brake mean effective pressure. So generally, the brake power is equal to brake mean effective pressure, LANK. So you know the value of brake power. So finally, we can find out the brake mean effective pressure. From the brake mean effective pressure is almost 130.8 kilonewton per meter square. So come to the next problem. From the next problem is solved with the help of the heat balance chart. So the following observation were taken during a test on a single cylinder 4-stroke cycle engine having a bore of 300 mm and a stroke is 450 mm. Here the ambient temperature is 22 degrees Celsius. The fuel consumption is 11 kg per hour. The mean effective pressure is 6 bar. The net brake load is 1.0 kilonewton. The quantity of the jacket cooling water is 590 kg per hour. The temperature of the leaving the cooling water temperature is 70 degrees Celsius. The specific heat of the exhaust gas is 1.005 kilojoules per kg per hour. So after that, engine speed is rotating from 300 rpm. The calorific value of the fuel is 42,000 kg per kilojoules per kg. The rope diameter is 2 centimeter. The brake drum diameter is 2 meter. The temperature entering the cooling water is 22 degrees Celsius. Finally, the quantity of air is measured by 225 kg per hour. The exhaust gas temperature is 405 degrees Celsius. So you can find out this parameter to find out the indicator power, brake power, mechanical efficiency, and also we can draw the heat balance sheet on the hour basis. So already we know about what is maybe the indicator power, the power developed in the combustion of the fuel in the combustion chamber. That is a total power developed from the combustion chamber. So already you know about the indicator power is indicator mean effective pressure, length, area, and from the multi-cylinder engine means N is equal to 2000 divided by 2 into 60. After the K is in order for the number of cylinder. So you know the value of mean effective pressure 6 into 10 to the power 2 into that length is 0.45 meter and area is pi into 0.3 square by 4 and finally that is a N is equal to RPM, that is a capital N. From 300 is 300 RPM, the capital N is 300 RPM divided by 2 into 60. From here that is cylinder is used for, that is a single cylinder. So finally we get indicator power is equal to 47.71 kilowatt. So next we can find out the brake power. Already the brake power is equal to 2 pi nt by 60. The brake power is 2 into pi into N is 300 and the torque is 1.01 kilonewton divided by 60. So finally we get the 31.73 kilowatt. So after that, from the help of this torque, that is a torque is equal to weight into radius. Here the torque is, here the torque, that is weight already given to the problem. If you find out this radius of the drum means we can add the rope diameter and brake drum diameter divided by the 2. You know the value of weight is 1 kilonewton. From here that is weight is 1 kilonewton and the thickness of the rope is 0.02 meter plus 2 brake drum diameter is 2 meter divided by 2. So finally we get the torque is 1.01 kilonewton meter. So next we can find out the mechanical efficiency. Generally the mechanical efficiency is the ratio of brake power divided by the indicator power. You know the brake power value is 31.73 and the indicator power is 41. So finally we can find out the mechanical efficiency is 66.5%. Next we can find out the heat input, that is a Q suffix X, that is a heat supplied equal to mass of the fuel into calorific value. You know the mass of the fuel from the engine is 11 and calorific value is 42,000. Finally we can find out the heat input is 46 to 40 or 46,000 kilojoules per hour. So after that we can find out the heat losses due to the cooling water. As I told about earlier from the heat balance from the formula. So the heat will be carried out from the input of the engine is from three way. One is a cooling water will be carried out. After that the exhaust gas will be carried out. After that the heat losses due to the brake power. Finally we can find out the unaccounted losses. So from here you know about the heat losses due to the cooling water means Q suffix W is equal to M suffix W mass of the water into that is specific heat of the water. After that, the cooling water temperature outlet minus cooling water inlet temperature. So you know the mass of the water is 590 and the specific heat of the water is 4.187. The cooling water temperature is 70 degrees Celsius. After the inlet temperature is 22 degrees Celsius. So finally we can find out the heat losses to the cooling water is that is 118575 kilojoules per hour. So next we can find out the heat carried away by the exhaust gas. So Q suffix G is equal to M suffix G into C suffix G, and that is a exhaust gas temperature outlet minus ambient temperature. You know the value of mass of the gas is 225 and the specific heat of this 1.005. After that, the exhaust gas temperature is 405 degrees Celsius and the ambient temperature is 22 degrees Celsius. Finally, we can find out the exhaust gas, that is heat carried out from the exhaust gas is 86,605.87 kilojoules per hour. So next we can find out the heat losses due to the brake power. So generally the brake power is equal to 2 pi nt by 60. That is a brake power value, you know, that is a 31.73 kilojoules per 7 divided by the 3600. Finally, we can find out the brake power is equal to 114,228.37 kilojoules per hour. So after that, we can find out the unaccounted heat losses. Already you know that unaccounted is equal to heat input minus the cooling water carried out by the cooling water and from that exhaust gas cooling water and brake power cooling water. So you know the value of heat supplied is 46,462,000 minus 118,575 plus 86605.87 plus 114,228.37. So finally we get the unaccounted heat is 142,590 kilojoules per hour. So based upon this heat losses to convert it into percentage. So percentage of the heat from the cooling water is, so cooling water divided by the carried out from the cooling water divided by the heat supplied, we get the percentage from the cooling water is 25.6. After that gas we can get the percentage is 18.74 and from the brake power we get the 24.7 and unaccounted wasted heat is 30.86. So totally we can add this percentage, we get the 100%. Based upon this 100%, we can draw the flow chart of the heat balance sheet in this problem point of view. Thank you.